Hello, my name is Ed Templeton, and I am a pro skateboarder slash artist slash company owner slash human.
Skateboarding has always been a unique blend of sport, art, and spontaneity. For nearly 20 years, Ed Templeton's been the same way.
Someone's turning the lights down low and the music up. Do you feel the beat?
I mean, Ed's the consummate skate punk artist. You know what I mean? I mean, his paintings and his photos are super punk even today.
Just all the art stuff that he's into and all his photography he's into, it's all combined into skateboarding. It all comes back to skateboarding.
If I was like some just Johnny pencil pusher going to like some fancy art gallery and I was like, oh, look at this photo of this kid's wiener in like a van or whatever, it's like, that's like sometimes like what skate trips are, you know what I mean? Like, I think that's what makes it relevant.
On paper, it sounds crazy even to me, you know? It's like, dude shoots his wife naked and then puts the photos in an art show. Sounds kind of douchebaggy, you know? But there's like such a story of how it evolved to that point.
You must be an illusion. Can I see through you? You must be an illusion.
Templeton grew up in the sprawling suburban wasteland of Orange County, California. His abusive father abandoned the family when Ed was only 8 years old, leaving his developmentally disabled mother to raise him.
I just would kind of run rampant over her. Curfews didn't really matter. And, you know, 10 o'clock curfew meant I come home at 1 and deal with the punishment, knowing that inside I was like only skateboarding.
Templeton was a sponsored pro by 1990 and dominating contests and magazines by 1993. At the same time, he was following in the footsteps of skaters and emerging artists Mark Gonzalez, Neil Blender, and Nadas Kappas.
If I started painting at 35, I would be a lot more scared to fail. When you're 18, you don't care, and especially someone who's a pro skateboarder at 18, winning contests and feeling like you're on top of the world.
The year that I met Ed Templeton was 1994, July 1994. He was in that kind of pantheon stage where he was one of the most creative skateboarders at that time.
I mean, he approaches his art making very much the same way he approaches skateboarding. Like, he's not a natural born rad skater. Like, he got good at skating because he worked his butt off. And like, his first paintings sucked, you know? Just like when you first start skating, you suck, you know? And just like gradually, bit by working his butt off, he's gotten to be amazing.
I'm an insider, you know, I'm one of these guys, and look at the life we're living, you know, it's amazing. We get to drive around in a van and get paid all this money, and I think in '94 it hit me like, there's really something here that I should be shooting.
While it's Templeton's painting style that has defined his skate company, Toy Machine, it's his photography that initially attracted representation from the Roberts and Tilton Gallery in Los Angeles.
Ed's photography is part of a long lineage of great American documentary photographers. Ed has been accepted into that echelon by the photography establishment.
It's totally, you can just tell what's a Toy Machine board and what's not, you know? So like, even from like the cartoon transistors to like some piece in Roberts and Tilton Gallery, like, it's all like his art.
More than probably any other artist out there working, he really tells the story of skateboarding, but without ever banging you over your head. You know what I mean? Normal people can understand it.
Today, Templeton is preparing for a 2010 show at one of the most important modern art museums in Europe, Belgium's SMAC. He's also filming for Emerica's upcoming film, Stay Gold.
Someone might think, how can you be a skateboarder, serious about skateboarding, and doing art shows at the same time? Now it's a lot more, there's a lot more contrast in it because I'm older and not skating as much, and I'm busier with art than with skateboarding, it seems like.
It's funny because when we go to team meetings, he's like, yeah, am I getting kicked off yet? And it's just like, no way, you're not getting kicked off, you're awesome.
I think Ed represents the past, the future, and the present, because he's constantly evolving.
That's kind of the cool part about it. He gives himself a hard time about like doing the latest moves and all that stuff, but he just needs to keep being himself. You know, that's what everyone's stoked on.